My brother recently came back to the Philippines to visit me, and we had an amazing time both in Cebu and Calatagan. However, those travels were quite adventurous, so we both thought that it was time for a little bit of relaxation, which is why we came here to Boracay, which is definitely one of the best places where you can relax. Hello everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today I will be discussing the island of Boracay. I have personally lived in the Philippines for 3.5 years, and my dad actually spent 3 months living in Boracay during the pandemic. So I know the island quite well, and I thought I would run you through what to expect when you come to Boracay so that you can have a more prepared travel when you do get here. Now this island is absolutely beautiful, but you usually arrive at a different island called Caticlan, which is where most of the flights from Manila go to, and then you have to take a ferry and a tricycle to get to the beautiful island of Boracay, which will cost you around 700 pesos from the airport all the way to Boracay. Now when you get to Boracay, the main attraction is usually stations 1, 2 and 3, which is one really long beach where you can kind of just walk and have this white sand beach, crystal clear water, and a lot of restaurants, a lot of cafes, all in one place. So that is why this time we decided to stay at Station 1. We were staying at 2 different hotels. One is Astoria Boracay and the other is Astoria Current. And both of these places are unbelievably beautiful, well located, one being located on Station 1 and one being located in Station 3. Now the convenience of being right next to the white sand beaches and crystal clear water is why I would recommend staying in Stations 1, 2 or 3 if you're here for relaxation. Now I personally actually like Station 3 the most, just because it's a little bit more remote and less people actually tend to spend their time there, and they're usually in Station 1 or Station 2. However, everyone can kind of have their preferences, and of course it also depends in what you want to do. Boracay is an unbelievably beautiful island. However, it does have one major flaw for me personally, and that is that there are so many tourists and people, especially during the sunset times. So that is something that you have to be prepared for. You will not be having these white sand beaches and crystal clear waters to yourself, which makes sense for such a popular travel destination. That being said, however, the crowds are usually not there during the day, which is really weird for both my brother and I. We were saying they just spawn at sunset, which is kind of a good thing, because then that means that during the day you actually have the white sand beaches all to yourself, which is amazing. Another definite plus of Boracay compared to other islands here in the Philippines is that the infrastructure, the cafes, the restaurants, and even the hotels are very well built, and they definitely allow for you to actually work a little bit on your trip. So if you're a digital nomad and you're working in cafes a lot, then this place is quite good for you, because there are a lot of cafes with power sockets, Wi-Fi, and a nice environment for you to get some work done and have a beautiful view of the white sand beach while you're at it. It is impossible to talk about Boracay without mentioning the party culture. Nowadays there are a lot of party boats and activities that you can do that involve drinking and going on nights out. You have a lot of hostels, party boats, clubs, bars, and they are honestly great. I've had a lot of good nights out here, especially when I came here after my graduation in 2019, because this is actually where I spent my graduation trip. So that is definitely a side of Boracay that you might enjoy. Now, for those of you that are more into kind of adventurous activities, there is kite surfing on this island, and that is honestly amazing. My first time ever kite surfing was actually here, and I spent 3 hours in the water without sunscreen, and I ended up looking like this, which wasn't ideal. So make sure if you go kite surfing here, you put on some sunscreen, because I didn't, and I definitely regretted it. However, the kite surfing itself here is wonderful, and the people are amazing, and that is actually on the other side of Boracay, which isn't the white sand beaches, but it does have the kind of more active lifestyle and is also something that might be nice to experience. Now, another interesting thing for you guys that are interested in more experience type travel, there are so many people on the beach here offering you tours, jet skiing, helicopter rides, banana boats, and so many more activities, even scuba diving and snorkeling. So there is no shortness of activities on Boracay. You just have to be willing to spend a little bit in order to experience those. Now overall, I would definitely say that Boracay is still worth visiting, especially if you know what to expect. You will not be alone at a remote beach without any other people. However, that is kind of to be expected when you have such white sand beaches and crystal clear water. especially during the sunset hours, which is when everybody comes out of their hotels, resorts, and spends their time at stations 1, 2, and 3. But during the day, those people are always somewhere doing something that isn't at the beach. I'm not sure where they go, but during the day, you can find some spots where you're basically alone. That's why I would recommend this place for people who are trying to relax, have a chill holiday, and not have to worry about the stresses of traveling. It is also great for those looking for a night out and some hostels with a party boat and good drinks. Who I wouldn't recommend Boracay for are people who are looking to be alone in remote places and see the beauties of nature without having the human impact as much. For those people, I would recommend Palawan or the south of Cebu, but not Boracay. However, if your goal is to see the whitest sand beaches and the most crystal clear water, then Boracay might just be a travel destination that you would want to add to your bucket list. Now, with all that being said, thank you guys so much for watching. I hope this helped you with your plans of your Boracay trip. I'll see you guys in the next video.